Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Cheesy TV, back with another video, and we are here to talk about the 32nd overall episode of The Sopranos. This is the 6th of the 3rd season. Again, we're getting really close to the halfway mark for the show, which is honestly insane that we're even close to being done with this. We just started watching this a couple months ago, but again, over the weekends, we watched the show a lot. Sorry if that image is a little small there. It's obviously them in the Bada Bing. This episode takes place a lot in the Bada Bing. So, yeah, it's a pretty solid episode. We're going to kind of get into what happens. Um, I don't know. What happens, who dies, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. So, getting into kind of what happens, it's a pretty simple episode. Meadow and Noah are embracing on her bed in her room at Columbia when her unhappy roommate Caitlin comes back, and they were about to get it on, obviously. They were about to do something, you know what I mean? And Caitlin is just ruining everything. She's such a Debbie Downer. She's such a emotional roller coaster to be around. She's a super interesting character that the show has kind of created. And there's a lot of different storylines, which is really the beauty of this show right now. There's so much going on. It's super entertaining. So Meadow and Noah go to his room instead, and they make love. It is her first time. She loses her virginity in this episode. So, yeah. Then they try to help Caitlin. Meadow admires Noah's sensitivity. It really makes her respect him more as a person, and he's so nice. He cares about other people because she sure as hell isn't putting up with Caitlin's stuff. It's just not something she wants to deal with, but Noah comes in no problem and helps out, which is great, obviously. They take her out on her birthday, but an encounter with a deranged homeless woman upsets her again. There's newspaper up her ass to she has undergarments on as newspaper on as undergarments, and it really makes her upset. She's super emotionally sensitive, of course. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's super fucked up. But when Meadow is away, Caitlin persuades Noah to let her hang out in his room. Yeah, Noah obviously doesn't want her to do this, but he has to be the nice person. He has to keep up this persona. I mean, it's not like it's a fake persona. I feel like Noah is genuinely a pretty good guy here, but yeah. She distracts him while he was working, and he is furious and ashamed at the grade he gets. See, fucking Minus, and it's all her fault, right? No, it's your fault for letting her in there if you knew she was going to distract you, if you knew she was going to vent about her life and do all these different things. It's kind of your fault. Um, Meadow nervously meets Noah's father. In reply to his questions, she says her father is in waste management. Obviously, everyone, she gets this question a lot. She's used to it. What does your father do? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I feel like that's a normal question to ask someone to kind of get to know them, and because obviously genetics are a huge thing and a lot of things carry over. So obviously she told the truth. I mean, he is a waste management guy, and to some extent, I mean, it's one of his business fronts, but yeah. She is taken aback when Noah tells her his father has taken out a restraining order against Caitlin, not joking about this either. And she realizes what she's kind of getting into with his family. It's what the hell is wrong with this kid? Seriously? Then, when they are together studying in the library, Noah looks up quietly and tells Meadow he is breaking up with her, accusing her of being too negative. And he just puts it out there. He doesn't give a shit what she thinks. He's a really interesting character, to just be like that, so nonchalantly sitting in the library, breaking up with her like that. I think that's super strange. He's a super odd person. There's obviously something going on in the background. Hopefully, later on in the show, we kind of figure that out. Because I'm wondering, what is wrong with this kid? He might actually have problems with something, but my God, what is in my hair? Okay, but at the Bada Bing, where again, like I said, most of this episode takes place, Tony is approached by one of the pole dancers, Tracy, who's super important in this episode, gets a lot of screen time. She reminds him that he gave her advice about her sick son, and to thank him, she gives him some date nut bread she has made, and he doesn't take gifts from anyone. I mean, it's a pride thing. Again, these guys are super prideful about things. They don't want people gifting them shit. They don't want anything handed to them. No matter how small or big of a deal it is, it's yeah, you just don't gift me shit. Tony explains that this is out of place. Also, she is Ralphie's girl. She's one of those side chicks. Obviously, he's dating Jackie Jr.'s mom, Rosalie, But, like, Tony had Irene. Obviously, when you work at a fucking, like, when you help operate a fucking strip club, you're gonna probably fall in love with one of the girls. I guess that's what happens. I'm not saying that's, like, humane or anything, but yeah, this is one of those situations for Ralphie. Tracy later approaches him again, telling him she is pregnant by Ralphie and asking for advice. Tony says that for the sake of future generations, she should abort Ralphie's child because Ralphie is a super reckless person. Again, like I said in one of my last reviews, he's literally the Richie Aprile of this season. Like, he acts so out of pocket, and as a father, like, I couldn't even imagine. He probably isn't even going to be the father. Like, he's not even going to show up for the kid, you know? Ralphie's manic jokes offend the other mobsters, of course. He is obsessed with the film Gladiator and roughhouses with Georgie. Like, not even in a playful, like, obviously he's playful about it, but he just doesn't know how to read the room. He doesn't know how to stop. Again, Richie Aprile. Things become tense when he finds a length of chain and swings it at Georgie, hitting him in the eye. Like, actually, he's like, oh, come on, don't be a pussy. I didn't mean it. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? It angers you to watch this character. It's like, what are you doing? You know? It just doesn't make sense. He just doesn't take shit seriously ever. But Tracy misses work for 3 days claiming to be sick and stays at home with Ralphie. I mean, she's not sick. She's really just doesn't want to be a part of the job anymore. She's not a fan of what's going on. Silvio goes there, drags her out, and throws her into his car while Ralphie watches through a window, laughing. Like, he doesn't give a shit about this girl. Like, he shows that right then and there. It's like, oh my god, you're an asshole. You don't even show any resistance to them taking her out or anything. It's super messed up, you know? But that's just who Ralphie is. And obviously they don't treat these strippers very well, as shown there. But yeah. She later sees Ralphie at the club. He has not been in touch for 3 days, and she insults him in front of the other mobsters. It's obviously embarrassing. It's obviously another pride thing. Out in the parking lot, Ralphie soothes her, and she tells him she loves him, like, starts to show some affection towards her. She takes the bait a little bit at first, but he was being facetious, and they have a violent argument. Like, he was making a joke about it. Like, no matter what happens, he just makes a joke about everything. She slaps him, he knocks her to the ground and bashes her head against a metal guardrail, literally killing her. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Seriously. Tony is furious, and although Ralphie is a made man, physically assaults him. You can't really kill a made man for doing something like that. Obviously, if he was not a made man, Tony would probably kill this guy for killing one of their dancers. But he speaks obliquely about the events of Dr. Melfi. Sad when they go so young, and he says it's so casual, such a weird way to tell the story. Yeah, obviously Tracy, 20-year-old bada bing stripper, beaten to death by Ralphie in the parking lot, just for no fucking reason. I mean, that's just, yeah. Obviously Meadows University experiences. Tracy suffers through the proverbial school of hard knocks. There's a lot of aftermath. People did not like the abuse towards women and like beating women to death in this, which I understand. So that was obviously like a really big controversial moment for this show. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens with Ralphie as he continues to make his presence known on the show more. Just cause as many problems as humanly possible. Again, I just don't know what is wrong with this guy. But it is what it is. We'll cover the next episode, I believe this Friday or Thursday. One of the days. We'll have to see how this week goes for content. Luka Doncic just got a card in 2K, so you'll probably be getting a game plan like Wednesday or something. Tomorrow we're obviously talking about the conference championships for football. And I'm actually getting ready to record those videos now, like once I'm done getting this shit posted. So, peace out, guys.